It's day 1 of the Reading Rush, and I'm so excited. And welcome back to Bookish with Mariah. Okay, so I am Mariah, of course, that's the name of the channel. Anyway, welcome back to my booktube channel. Oh my gosh, my booktube channel. I'm so excited. Today is day 1 of the Reading Rush. If you're unfamiliar with what the Reading Rush is, I will of course leave the announcement video below this video and a little bit about the Reading Rush, but just a small blurb. The Reading Rush, I think, takes place every year. This is my first time ever participating in the Reading Rush. I heard about it like a couple years ago, but I just didn't participate because I don't know, I didn't have the time and whatever the case. But anyway, it takes place for a whole week in the year, and you complete a lot of different challenges during that time. So you'll have like some prompts, and you have to read a book based off what the challenge is or what that prompt is. And so I'm actually really excited. The Reading Rush will be taking place from the 20th through the 26th. So this week, today is July 20th, and I am not behind, but I wanted to get my Reading Rush TBR video out as soon as possible. So that means like today. So I'm going to actually answer the challenges with book, and I'm going to show you all how I plan to hopefully complete the Reading Rush challenges for the week. I hope I can do it, but if I can't, and if there's a book that I cannot finish during my week-long Reading Rush challenge, I do plan to add it to my August and September TBRs, so that way at least I can eventually finish the books if I can't get all the way to them. Just to be realistic with myself, because I know it's a huge commitment to complete so many books in 1 week. But the good thing about the Reading Rush is even if there's like 7 questions, like for example, there's 7 questions right here and 7 challenges, you don't have to read 7 different books. You can actually read a book based off of like 2 questions. Like you can answer 2 questions with 1 book. So that's something that I plan to do for this challenge. All right, so I have I would say a book journal. I guess that's what I like to call it. So here it is. It's super cute. I got it from Barnes and Nobles, yes. And I like to take notes in this book. I'm a part of a book club called Shelf Space, which I will leave the announcement below. You all have heard me mention this so many times. And what made me get a book journal is because if I'm gonna be a part of a book club, I love to take notes on books. And sometimes when I'm reading books, I kind of forget certain things, so I like to take notes. So anyway, our book that we're gonna be reading next month is called The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. And you've heard me talk about it in previous videos before. And the book club is ran by Jessie May, who is an awesome booktuber that I'm so excited about. I'm always excited about her videos, and so I will link her information below. So I got a journal, and I like to write all my bookish things inside of this journal. And so I have the questions for the challenges written right here in this book. So if you see me looking down, that's because I'm reading them off, but I will put the questions also on the screen for you all. All right, so question number 1 is read a book that matches the color of your birthstone, at least the cover of the book. Okay, so my birthday is January 24th, and my birthstone is like a dark ruby red-ish type color. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna post a picture of it right here so you all can see the color of my birthstone. And so let's see what's on my bookshelf that I have that matches that particular color. And what I probably am gonna do for this one, maybe pick something that at least has the color on it. I don't know if any of my books are the whole cover is that particular color, so I'm gonna try to find something that's close to it. So let's see. Ooh, okay, yes. Okay, got it. All right, so I know this is cheating because this book actually comes from my July TBR, but whatever. I want to finish my July TBR. So just so happened one of the books actually has the color of my birthstone, and that's of course A Blaze So Black by L.L. McKinney. I've talked about this in previous videos before, so I won't spoil you all with a long blurb about it, but it's an urban fantasy. It's Alice in Wonderland retelling, and I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I've already started it, and so I'm going to be reading this book already this whole week because is this the last week of July? Whatever, we're close to the end. So I'm going to be picking this one up, and that's how I'm going to answer the challenge number 1 with this one. And as you can see, it does have the color of my birthstone in it, at least it's close enough. Also down the spine, and also in words and on the back with the roses. So yeah, it's gonna be this one. All right, so for the next challenge, it is, read a book that starts with the word the. Okay, so I know I do have several books that start with the word the, so I'm gonna pull those off and then show you all what all those books are. Okay, so I have several books that start with the word the, so I only pulled just a few because I actually have way more than I thought. So I'm going to show you all just a few that I pulled off that I've been interested in reading recently, and I'm going to try to fly through these pretty quickly, and then I'm just going to randomly just choose one. So the first book is The Red Tent, and it's by Anita Diamant. Oh, okay, yeah, Anita Diamant. This one is a historical fiction book. It basically follows, it's biblical. Yeah, okay. It's biblical, and it follows women during the time of Jacob in the Bible. And a lot of people say this book is like if a woman was to have written the Bible, I guess. And it follows women that are menstruating or giving birth. The title comes from the red tent. Women used to have to go into a red tent to give birth, or when they were menstruating, they would stay in that tent for at least 5 to 6 days until they were done menstruating. At the time, a lot of, at least from what I understand and what I heard from a friend, when you were menstruating, it was kind of looked at as like a thing where women need to separate themselves and kind of be to themselves at that time. Well, when they went into the red tent, they were able to find refuge and support. So it's a historical fiction book, biblical-y. So yeah. Okay. All right. The next book is The Kingdom of Back by Mary Lou. You all know I talked about this one before, and I wasn't like a huge fan, but I could use this time to at least try to give it another try. It's historical fiction. It's following the story of Amadeus Mozart's sister, and she also has a musical gift as well. But at that time, when Mozart was around during that time, women were not allowed to basically compose music or be a part of the musical realm. It was basically for men. And so it follows her story and how she connected to music, and it also has a fantasy type twist to it where she creates this world that is a reverse universe of her current life or her current world or something like that. It's an imagination type of situation with her, and so yeah, it follows her story. So I don't know, I might give this one another chance, but if compared to the books that I have right here, it's a little lower on the list. The next one is The Cool Prince by Holly Black. Yes, I am one of those people in life that has not read it. So, don't beat me up in the comments, but no, I haven't read The Cool Prince. Yes, I've been wanting to get to it for a very long time. And even if I don't pick it for this challenge, I plan to at least add it to my TBR. From what I understand, I know it follows the story of, I think, a girl and a guy. And I think the girl is an orphan. She ends up going into like a fae or fairy type world, and she ends up there, and she is treated as an outcast because she doesn't have those type of powers. I'm sorry, my description is not the best because I don't know a whole lot, but I do know I wanted to read it at some point. So that's that one. Okay. All right, and I only have 2 more here before this runs over really, really long. The Sun is also a Star. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's by Nicola Young, and this one is a movie. I wanted to read this book before I watched the movie, so I actually have not seen the movie. I heard it was beautiful. I love Yara Shahidi. She's one of my favorite because Grownish is actually my favorite TV show, and Grownish and Blackish and Mixish. I love all those, so I watched them all. Anyway, I'm really excited about this one. I cannot wait to start it. Even if I don't pick it for this challenge, I definitely want to read the book before I watch the movie. I think it takes place over one day too. Like, these particular people find each other in one day. I know one of them, I think, is a Jamaican immigrant, and the other one has a really strict family. They go through a lot of challenges, blah, blah, blah. But I heard it was very good, and I want to check it out. And last but not least, we have The Deep by River Solomon. It's a teeny book, and it basically follows the story of Black slaves being brought over to wherever they were going to be dropped off, whether it was America, whether it was the islands. They're being brought over. They're on a ship. Some of the slaves jumped off of the ship in order to escape slavery. They chose death instead. But what if those slaves that chose death turned into mermaids instead of actually die and created an underwater society? So That's this one. It's historical fiction. Again, a genre that I'm not very familiar with and I'm trying to get back into. So let's see which book I decide to choose. Okay, so yeah, sorry. All right, because I had to just study it and kind of see. So the book that I'm about to pick answers two questions. So it answers the question of read a book that starts with the word the. That's question number 2. And also there's one that says read a book outside of your comfort zone. So a genre that you don't normally read. That's question number 6. So I actually am going to choose a book that fits both of those agendas or challenges. And that is going to be The Deep by River Solomon. The reason why I'm picking this one because it's historical fiction. I've stated it before that historical fiction is kind of outside of my comfort zone and I want to get back into it. Also, it's a very short read, so since I'm adding it to my July reads, I want something that's not going to be too long for me because I'm already trying to finish books on my other TBR, my TBR for July. So this one is teeny tiny. I honestly think I'm gonna probably finish it in one day. So I'm gonna go with The Deep by River Solomon. All right, so for the next question, it says read a book that inspired a movie that you've already seen. So I'm going to slightly cheat, not per se a movie. I kind of wanted to do maybe like a TV show because yeah. Let's see. I am gonna go. Oh, I could go with movie. Actually, there is this one, this teeny tiny one. So this is Speak. I have watched the movie when I was younger, and this one follows the story of a young girl that was raped, and she has kept this secret for a long time. It's affecting her. She's a high school student, and it's basically just following her story and how she's feeling and the emotional trauma that she's going through. And she hasn't told anyone this secret that she was raped at a high school party, but you know, and it was also by like this super popular guy that everyone loves, and she's basically holding the secret and it's affecting her life. It's affecting her social life. She's really having a hard time mentally as well. And so I've always wanted to read this one. It hasn't been at the top of my TBR list, but for this challenge, it's a tiny book as well. So I think it's a book that I can actually get through. So yeah, this wasn't a movie, and I'm gonna probably choose this one for that challenge. All right, so for the next challenge, it is read the first book that you touch. So for this one, I actually let my I just let my guard down. I was like, okay, I'm gonna touch a book that I know I need to finish. I know that sounds crazy because I don't know if you could do it like that. There wasn't like a lot of rules on how you should touch this particular book. Some people were doing stuff where they had someone cover their eyes and then they guide your hand and you touch a particular book. Well, for me, again, I'm trying to finish my July TBR, so I went ahead and just touched the last book that I know I need to finish. This also is a book that is going to count for another challenge on here because one of the questions is read a book completely outside of your house. So, all right, so that book is Girls Like Us by Randy Pink. This is a teenage pregnancy type of book. It's following 4 different girls from different backgrounds, different economical standings, different walks of life. They're all teenage mothers. They all have gotten pregnant. Some of them are keeping a secret. Some of them have told their family. But I recently started this one. This one, I'm also going to go on vacation and I'm going to record a reading vlog for you all, my very first reading vlog. And I'm going on vacation to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I'm going to be taking this one. So I actually plan to read the book outside of my particular home. And so the other question is read a book completely outside of your house and read the first book that you touch. Well, Girls Like Us by Randy Pink is gonna meet that challenge. All right, so for the last challenge, let's see what it says. The last challenge is read a book that takes place in a different place or in a different continent than where you live. Well, I live in the US, so let's see what book I am going to pick. Now I have so many fantasy books. I know that doesn't count. Like a fantasy world definitely doesn't count. So let me try to find something that actually makes sense for this challenge. Ooh, okay. Here is one. It is I Am Malala by Malala. So this is a book that I was interested in a while back. It's about a young girl that stands up for education where she lives. So it says the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban. And it takes place in Pakistan, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah, it takes place in Pakistan, and it is basically her life story and how she stood up to the Taliban and was fighting so that girls can have a right to education and a right to learn, a right to have so much where she lives. And she is going to be fighting against those social norms, but it is happening in a very, very dangerous environment. So this is a beautiful book. I'm all about girl power. Like I told you all before, when I was in undergrad, one of my majors was women's studies. And so, of course, I'm always a pro advocate for women's rights. And so, yes, I would be so excited to finish this one. All right, so that wraps up my Reading Rush challenges, at least my TBR, so you all know what I'm going to be trying to read during this time. So I did not add a whole lot of books to my list for my Reading Rush challenges because I want to be very much so realistic with myself. I do work full-time. I work from home right now due to COVID-19 and have a family and a lot of things, but I do want to participate in the Reading Rush, but I don't want to overwhelm myself and make commitments to things that I know I probably can't accomplish. So anyway, keeping it nice and tiny for my little stack. Again, just to go over to recap, I'm going to be reading Girls Like Us by Randy Pink. We have Speak, and this one is by Laurie Anderson. The Deep by River Solomon. A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, and I Am Malala by, of course, Malala herself. So I plan to record a reading vlog this week so that way you all can see me read my books. I'm so excited. If you want to participate in the Reading Rush, please make sure you look at the video below because it is so much going on, so much hype happening this week. I really hope that I can just stay on top of it all and just kind of follow all the videos and complete all the challenges, and also participate in some of the vlog challenges. They have vlog challenges where you can record certain vlogs and enter giveaways. They have Instagram challenges where you can take certain pictures and enter a giveaway for that as well. It's just so many cool prizes and things to be won. Also, I found out about the Reading Rush, well, at least this Reading Rush, a little last minute, so I didn't get a chance to order any merch, but you can also order Reading Rush merchandise. I'll leave the link below as well, so if you're interested in doing that, you may have time to go ahead and do it just to at least have it, you know, even though you may not have it this particular week for the Reading Rush, at least you'll have it for a souvenir to hold on to. But I'm gonna order something myself because I just would like something. This is my first Reading Rush. I love to have items. So anyway, so excited. I cannot wait to get started with these particular books. If you have read any of these books, as always, please make sure you comment below. I would love to have some book chat with you all. Follow me on Instagram at Bookish with Mariah. I would love to talk to you there. And till next time, I will see you all soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you a part of the Bookish tribe with me. All right, so I'm going to get reading because I have a lot to do. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.